was 10 years old. I'm walking inside 5th grade. I don't care if a fuck what nobody say about, oh, you was 10, blah, blah, blah. I was in Philadelphia at 10. It's a difference, 10 in Philly. It was 8-year-olds walking around with guns. I remember getting told that you couldn't wear G Unit on your shirt. You were not allowed to wear G Unit. You were not allowed to wear G Unit sneakers. You were not allowed to wear those letters on your body. You had to wear a uniform. And they started saying, what color is the uniform? Navy blue pants, beige, um, not even black. We wasn't allowed to wear black Dickies. It wasn't even allowed. They didn't even want us to wear Dickies. No black Dickies shirts. You had to wear navy blue or what was that other stupid ass color we had to wear? It was like solid colors basically. Cause it went from navy blue and beige to like just solid colors. G Unit, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, Ja Rule, Interscope versus Murder Inc. This is an era. I don't care if you were born in the early 90s and up. And back. The early 90s and back. You are very aware of the G Unit Get Rich or Die Trying era. This shit was so vital for my childhood. I started seeing fights. I seen gang units. I seen all kinds of things happen because people were so into the G Unit era. Get Rich or Die Trying the album. You seen the bullet hole on the front, 50 Cent. Remember going into music class. I'm in the 3rd grade. This before I was, what grade was I in? I was like in the 4th. I was in the 4th grade. And I went in there and I'm looking at 50 Cent with a bullet hole in the front cover. Man just standing there looking angry. I think he had a Gucci bandana on or some shit. And you look at the cover. And I'm like, yo, this is the hardest thing I ever seen in my life. Was it my first album? The first album I ever heard was Big Daddy Kane. No Half Stepping, with him sitting on the front album. I don't know if that's the album title, but he was sitting on the front album. He had a cane and he had this cool ass outfit on with a high top fade. That was my first actual hip hop album. But Get Rich or Die Trying was my most impactful hip hop album to date. 2023, 20 years later, this is the greatest hip hop album I've ever heard. And I'm not saying, like, besides the greats, the Pacs, the Biggies, the KRS-Ones, the Kanes, the fucking Grandmaster Flashes, all of them. I'm not saying, like, compared to them. I'm saying compared in this modern 2000, the year 2000 on up to now, the last 20 years, Get Rich or Die Trying is the absolute best album to date. Absolute overall, checking every box from streaming to hell. A couple years ago, In the Club made 1 billion streams. This is all from that album. I remember the beefs. I remember the conversations. I remember walking down the street and hearing this being blasted. I remember hearing people compare Ja Rule and 50 Cent. I remember hearing how Busta Rhymes was going that Murder Inc. I remember hearing Eminem was writing and this and that. I remember all of that shit. I remember New York being on fire. People from Detroit, Slaughterhouse, all of this shit. Just rap music was a different level of rap music in 2003. If you was old enough to understand what you were listening to or just hear it, you knew, yo, your neighborhood, the crime rate was up, allegedly. It was all kind of shit happening. It was people claiming sides. You had kids. You had adults claiming sides of the spectrum of rap. This is all coming from what Tupac had predicted and what Eazy-E had predicted was studio gangsters. And I remember not picking a side, but I remember Ja Rule was the face of that. He was the face of that. He literally was copying Tupac verbatim besides his consciousness. and his black love and all of that stuff. He wasn't copying that. He was just copying his voice and his rap style and the way he dressed. But he wasn't mimicking any of his other deeper things that made Tupac Tupac, Machiavelli. So 50 Cent addressed all of that. And the How to Rob song came out, 99, How to Rob. All of these things were circulating the beef with Murder Inc. and Interscope. Universal was playing a dirty game. And G Unit, Interscope, Shady Records was whooping they ass. I remember this. This is when M started being accepted in the black community way heavier just because of this bully and all of that stuff that came out after. Like, yo, Get Rich or Die Trying. Congratulations for being multi-platinum, diamond, one of the biggest stream albums in rap, changing just the structure of how to approach rap music. And it was so strong that it was never repeated. We remember 50 Cent on his back and all of that, pause if necessary. We remember Southside, Jamaica, Queens, and all of the significance of everything, and the Supreme story, and just getting shot 9 times, surviving it. He has one of the greatest, 50 Cent has one of the greatest hip-hop stories any hip-hop artist could ever ask for, and survived it. He's seen it all, he been through it all, and he lived it to the fullest. Shout out to Ving Rhames, baby boy. But you may think you seeing some new shit out here, but this all a rerun to me. Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent.